We are talking about a very important skill, attitude, a mindset, everything, right? Time. And as best as we can manage it, we're going to try to learn a few tips today and talk to one of the experts who I learned a lot of managing skills from. Time management skills from, Leo. So Leo Fernandez is ex-partner managing director at Accenture Singapore. He was there for several years when he came back and then started TalentEase. So he is the co-founder and CEO of TalentEase. So Leo, procrastination, and that's something that we all deal with, and wasting time and waiting till that last moment. All of us do it at all ages. But with respect to students, why do we wait to that last moment for projects, studying for exams and saying, hey, there's still time left? Could you tell us?
Yeah, no, thanks, Yentle. I think that's a common problem. And even though Yentle introduced me as an expert, I don't think I am free of the problem either, right? All of us, I think, as human beings procrastinate. So broadly, if you ask yourself, why do we procrastinate? If I'm just broadly summarizing, it's usually three things, right? One is we don't like the task. Second is that we find it too intimidating. It may be too big and it seems intimidating, and to tackle it seems threatening and intimidating. And third is, I think we have not made it a priority. I think these are usually the three reasons why we procrastinate, right? So I would say that the way to deal with it, the first is, I always say, have dessert where it belongs last. So I think it's not just a time management skill, but one thing I think we have to learn is to do the difficult things first. So I find that's not just a time management good habit, it's also a life habit. So whenever we think we want to postpone something, I used to often tell my teams at work, right, that if you push a kitten away, when you look at it next, it will be a tiger, right? So there's no point pushing away, a problem. It will just get bigger and bigger. So I think a good first principle for us to practice is do the difficult things first. And if we make a habit of that. So for example, in school, as I said, Hindi used to be my monster subject, right? I used to struggle with Hindi. So I deliberately would start studying with Hindi, right? So whenever I was preparing for the exams, I would first tackle Hindi, get it out of the way, then get on to, say, maybe chemistry and if there were parts of organic chemistry that I didn't like, I'd do organic chemistry first. And maths and English, which were my favorite subjects, I used to leave as a treat at the end. So that's what I mean by, make a habit of having dessert where it belongs last. So that I would say is the first thing, right? Second is about this something being big and therefore intimidating. So there I would always suggest, as the saying goes, how do you eat an elephant? In parts. So try to break it down. So let's say, for example, you've got a class assignment to do a 2,000 words essay. And whenever you think of those 2,000 words, you just don't want to touch it. You don't want to sit and write, or you don't want to type. You just want to keep pushing it away. Even though it's 1 month away, you tell yourself you'll do it at the last minute. So generally what I would suggest is break it down and tell yourself, I've just got to do 200 words today and 200 words the next day. 200 words is just half a page, in 2 paragraphs you can be done. So it's less intimidating. And that way, if you say, I'll do 200 words over 10 days, your 2,000 word essay is done. So I would suggest when something looks intimidating and scary, break it up into small manageable parts and deal with it one by one. And finally, in terms of what I said, that we don't make it a priority, I think we owe it to ourselves to make it a priority. Means I write it down, I put it in a reminder app. For example, to get my wife flowers on Valentine's Day, right? If I make it a priority, it means I should put a reminder for it on my app. I should ensure that on the 12th of February or the 10th of February, the alarm is going off so that I order some flowers well in advance. If I make it a priority, then I will do those things. So I would say those are broadly the ways that I would suggest handling the habit of procrastination.
If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe for more of these informative videos.